Welcome to exciting skating action featuring the Chiefs and the Jolters. This is the championship round game coming your way from the Cow Palace in San Francisco. This is Walt Harris and Jerry Seltzer to call the action. And we're picking up that action in the first period of play here in the first half with the score, the Chiefs 1 and the Jolters 0. And we have 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first period of play. And right now we have a jam underway. Out and moving, Judy McGuire, the flashing blonde, 45. And out moving to the Rose Duran, number 4. Spitfire jammer for the Jolters, who leaves Judy McGuire on the rail. So the only threat now is a Jolter skater. Two visiting teams skating here in San Francisco in this game. The Chiefs and the Jolters. The Jolter jammer coming up in the pack, Rose Duran, number 4. Back to the block. Looks like Barbara Baker. No, it's Carolyn Moreland. Carolyn Moreland here for the Chiefs, number 43. Sandy Dunn is out of this game with a sprained ankle. Carolyn Moreland taking over the blocking chore, and she's doing a great job. Judy McGuire runs into her, though, and she goes down, and I think she's passed. The McGuire pinned on the rail by Jan Vallow, and that's another point for Duran. Now she's picking up another point, blocking in there by Baker and Ortiz. And it's 3 big points in there for the Jolters, and they move out in front 3-1 over the Chiefs. Well, Jerry, what can we look for in this kind of a game?
Well, of course, the Jolters traditionally a very rough skating team with Jan Vallow. The Chiefs a little more speedy, but it's certainly in the men's field. The Jolters' size has to be impressive. Cal Stevens, Jerry Cattell, JoJo Stafford, Gibson. And this rookie Moore, who's only been skating really, I believe, a little over a month for the Jolters, I think is the best looking prospect to come along this season.
He doesn't look like a beginner. You just take for granted that he's one of their good players when you see him in action out there. Starting this well, give him a year, and what'll you have? Here we go on the jam. Gail Byrne out, number 9 for the Jolters. She's got company. Number 48 going out for the Chiefs on the play is Dolores Roberson, the Rookie of the Year. So each team with the jammer out and moving on the play. The Jolters lead at 3-1. We're in the first period of play. A lot of stations will present the last half immediately. Some will not present it until next week. But you will get a chance to see this complete game between the Chiefs and the Jolters. The Jolters, one of the tougher, more physical clubs in the league. They have Jan Vallow out there in the girls' field. And Jerry mentioned some of the men. It's a big bruising squad. Gail Byrne out there, towering over Dolores Roberson, sends her into the rail. Roberson moving on the pack now, and back to the block again, Carolyn Moreland, number 43. Carolyn with a block on Gail Byrne. And you got to go some to get by Carolyn. She is a great one. Another block in there by Moreland, slowing her down and putting Gail Byrne up near the rail. Jan Vallow back to the block on Roberson. Puts her on the deck. Now Vallow moving up to give her teammates some help. She's moving on Carolyn Moreland. Big Jan Vallow. Moreland, beautiful step. Gets away from Vallow's block. It's over, and I think no points. That is it. No points scored on that jam. It remains a Jolters 3 and the Chiefs 1. Carolyn Moreland doing a fine job. And Jerry, you have to admit that she's a very pretty girl to be out there in this kind of a tough game.
Well, of course, Carolyn Moreland, a roller derby queen, and maybe that would be enough for her with her beauty, but Sandy Dunn has that sprained ankle, is coaching from the infield, the women's squad. Carolyn Moreland really coming through, and of course the men's squad, that's going to be something for the Chief fans to see. Bob Woodbury now in that lineup, and he certainly has added a great deal of defensive strength. They're going to be meeting this Jolter team in one of their home series coming up in the East, the Chiefs are, and that's something for the fans to look forward to.
People still pouring in here at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. We can see you directly opposite the front door, and they're coming in. They're lined up outside. Judy McGuire on the move, the flashing blonde here. One of the great jammers in this league. Looking back, she's got 2 Jolters, Pam Kaniva and Rose Duran behind her. She cuts it off as they get up there, outnumbered 2-1. A good move by Judy McGuire. She made the Jolter jammers work to get up with her. Then she cut off the jam. So she is still fresh. They will probably have to go to the infield for a brief rest. If they stay in the pack and block, they're still just a little bit winded. Good move in there by Judy McGuire. 4:22 to go here in this period.
Little thing about the Cow Palace, of course, the Western record for roller derby is held here. 15,280 fans poured in here one evening, Walt. This huge building. The Eastern record, of course, 19,507 indoor set at Madison Square Garden. A couple of good outdoor crowds, too, we've seen in our time.
Again, Judy McGuire, and again the same 2 girls in pursuit, Pam Kaniva and Rose Duran. Judy taking it easy now. Taking it easy, McGuire, not pressing, letting him get up. There's the hand. She didn't put him down, though. She didn't put him on the hips, and she's got a point. Moreland slammed Jan Vallow into the rail with the block. Judy McGuire went by for a point, then cut off the jam. And Duran doesn't like it. There's a knee by Rose Duran.
Look at Jerry Cattell in the infield there. He is really protesting the infield to the referee, Dave Cannella. Said she obviously cut it off, and even if she didn't, the intent was to cut it off, and the officials should stop the play. But those kind of arguments don't get anywhere.
How'd you like to have to call penalties on intent? That makes the score 3-2 here. The Jolters still lead the Chiefs. The Chiefs did pick up 1 point there. The fact being foreign, and play will get underway again. Jan Vallow up front with the face mask on, the big pivot skater here. Probably the toughest gal on skates. She's really something.
You think she's tougher than Ann Calvello?
Well, she's younger.
You know, there's a hot rumor that Ann Calvello may take over as coach of this Jolter team, but that would be something.
Calvello in infield and Vallow on the track. Oh, boy. So Vallow's out on the jam now all by herself. Jan Vallow moving with a great deal of speed. Lost about 30 pounds this past year, at least that. She was good before then. Judy McGuire there to block 45. Carolyn Motor in 43, and they're closing the pass there to Jan Vallow, who's trying to fight her way through. They're not holding hands on this block. Just crossing them at the wrist, and Vallow cannot get through. And jammers are coming around for the Chiefs on the play. Pulled through, Vallow. Pulled through for 2 points. Vallow finally pulled through by a teammate, picking up 2 points, making the score now the Jolters 5 and the Chiefs 2. We have 1:55 to go here in this first period of play at the Cow Palace in a championship round game.
Of course, if you're watching in color, you have no trouble telling these teams apart. The Chiefs in the green and gold and the word Chiefs across the front. The Jolters in the brown down the center and the blue outer parts of the uniform. But black and white is a little bit similar. The Chiefs numerical series is in the 40s. The Jolters from 2 to 9. So if you can't tell any other way, that's one way to do it.
What if you can't count?
Then you shouldn't be watching. You don't even know what channel you're watching that well.
Here we go on the jam. 4 skaters are out that can score points. They're all 4 jammers. Rose Duran, Pam Kaniva. Here comes McGuire, and right behind her, Jan Vallow. And they go sailing by the jammers, and McGuire cuts to the inside. Vallow hits a skater. All 5 go down. The 4 jammers and Vallow. So the only girl moving on the play that can score, and the Chief is down and hurt, is Judy McGuire. I think that's Moreland who's down and hurt. Vallow blocking, Kaniva blocking, Judy McGuire in scoring position. Blocking things over back there. Claudia Hodby, 49, will do some blocking. She's not in scoring position, just Judy McGuire, number 45 for the Chiefs. He's the only one in scoring position. Turning around, look out. There they go. And McGuire is still on her skates. Has 2. She has another one. Could be 3. It is 3 Chief points. A great play by Claudia Hodby and Judy McGuire that time. That ties up the score at 5-5 with just 14 seconds to go here in the first period of play. Hodby turned around that time in that play, spread her legs. Judy McGuire went right between the passing the 2 skaters for the Jolters. Stayed on her skates and went for another one, and the Chief was down at the other end. Debbie Thompson on the track here. She's got a bad case of bronchitis. She missed their last game, but she said she really wanted to be out in the championship round game, and she was going to get out there and help the team in whatever way she could. But Debbie Thompson, doctor's orders not to skate, but she is out there for the Chiefs. She's that kind of a gal, but this Chief club is loaded with that kind of talent. They always give it everything they've got. Well, we're going to get them in on the track now for the second period of play as we find the score here at the end of the first period. The Chiefs 5 and the Jolters 5.